This video provides an overview of record producers in the Service Catalog. We look at an existing record producer to show you how to create them and define variables and templates for them. Linked timecodes for these topics appear in the YouTube description for this video. Record producers are a type of catalog item allowing users to create a record, such as an incident record, using a simplified form. Record producers allow you to standardize user requests. The items here in the Can We Help You category of the Service Catalog are examples of record producers. You can set up a record producer to capture exactly the information needed from the user for a particular task and pre-populate certain fields as well, using variables and templates. Administrators and catalog administrators can add and configure record producers in any service catalog. Catalog managers and catalog editors can also create and configure record producers, but only within catalogs to which they are assigned. Catalog managers and catalog editors can access their assigned record producers in Service Catalog, Catalog Definitions, My Record Producers. Administrators and catalog administrators can access all of the record producers in any service catalog by navigating to Record Producers. Let's look at this record producer, Password Reset, from the perspective of a user with a service catalog management role. The name field provides a clear description of the function of this record producer: to request a password reset. Users would normally submit an incident to reset their password, so the incident table has been defined as the table in which this record producer creates records. The active field indicates whether the record producer is active or not. You can clear this checkbox to deactivate it, making it inaccessible to users. Now let's look at the user-facing elements of the record producer in the What It Will Contain section. Here you specify a short description and a detailed description. In the Script field, you can configure a script to perform tasks after the user submits the form. In our example, when a user submits the form, the script provides messages to the user on the incident record and dynamically assigns values to fields on the generated record, in this case, the short description. Back in the Record Producer form, you can upload an icon and a picture for the desktop view, as well as a mobile picture. Let's review the accessibility options. You specify the catalog or catalogs that the record producer appears in here, and you can also select the category in which it displays. You can also limit availability of this item to specific devices by selecting Desktop Only or Mobile Only. Now let's look at generated record data, which can come from either variables or a template. In our example, we have both defined. Variables are used to collect input from the user, whereas templates assign static values to all records generated by this record producer. The Order field allows us to specify the order of the variables on the form. You can edit this value directly in the variables list here or in the variable form. Variables will display in order from the lowest to the highest number. Let's take a closer look at one of these variables. Selecting the Map to Field option causes the variable value to be saved in a specific field of the record, which in this case is the caller field on the incident table. The Type field indicates the type of variable. In our example, it's a reference field, which references records of another table. Note that most types require further configuration, so you might have tabs like Question, Type Specifications, or Default Value display here. Catalog item links the variables to the record producer we're looking at. In the Question tab, the Question field defines the label or prompt that will appear by the field, with the option to provide more extensive help for the user in an optional description and a tooltip. In the name field, you must specify a name for the field. The Type Specifications tab is only available when you select certain types of variables and allows you to set specific properties required by that type. For example, the reference variable requires that the table being referenced be specified here, which in this case is the user table. The reference qualifier option here allows you to restrict the records that could be references by setting conditions on any of their fields. For example, you could create a condition that restricts reference records to users in a certain location. In the Default Value tab, you can set a dynamic or static default value for the field. In our example, this value is set dynamically by using JavaScript to fetch the user ID, which we can see here in the form from the user's perspective. Now let's look at templates. You can assign templates to record producers to populate fields with static information when a record is created. This template sets the short description field to reset my password, sets active to true, making the record producer available to users, and the contact type to self-service, meaning that's the way that the user made the request. In the User and Group fields, you can specify a user and/or group who can configure and apply the template if applicable. If a user and/or group is defined, no other users can see the template unless the global checkbox is selected. For more information, please consult our product documentation, knowledge base, or podcast, or ask a question in the ServiceNow community. For cost-effective training solutions, contact ServiceNow Education Services.